NASCAR has already shown every team in the garage exactly how it works. The telemetry data is available. The footwell camera footage is there for everyone to see. The method has even been explained by Dale Earnhardt Jr. on a podcast listened to by millions of fans. Every crew chief, every engineer, and every driver in the Cup Series understands what Shane Van Gisbergen is doing with that third pedal. Yet not a single one of them has been able to duplicate it. Denny Hamlin says returning to that style is simply not possible after 2 decades. Kyle Larson, who many consider one of the most naturally talented drivers in the field, says there is absolutely no chance he could ever master it. What NASCAR unintentionally gave Shane Van Gisbergen when the next-gen car was created may be the biggest technical edge the sport has seen in an entire generation. If you're a NASCAR fan who enjoys straightforward technical analysis without hype or favoritism, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment below, and hit the like button because this is where the real discussion takes place. The first thing to understand is what the NASCAR next-gen car actually allows a driver to use. The car is equipped with a 5-speed sequential gearbox. Sequential means exactly what the name suggests. You shift up, you shift down, and the dog box takes care of the rest. There is no need to use the clutch when changing gears. The clutch pedal only serves 2 specific purposes in the car: leaving pit road and the green flag start. Once those moments are over, it basically becomes a footrest. Every American driver in the Cup field uses the same 2-pedal setup. Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, William Byron, Christopher Bell. Their left foot stays on the brake, their right foot controls the throttle, and the clutch pedal is left untouched. It is simple, effective, and modern. That has been the standard NASCAR approach since the next-gen car arrived in 2022. Then Shane Van Gisbergen showed up in Chicago in 2023. It was his first race in the series, held on a street course under heavy rain, and he won. When the broadcast switched to the footwell camera inside his car, the entire American paddock was stunned because Shane Van Gisbergen was not braking with his left foot. Instead, he was performing a complete heel-and-toe pedal routine. His right foot rolled off the throttle while blipping the gas with the edge of his shoe, his left foot pressed the clutch, and the brake pedal was being worked at the same time. It was the traditional heel-and-toe downshift method being used in a car that does not require a clutch for gear changes, in a series where nobody had tried it in 15 years. The garage had never witnessed anything quite like it. But there is one important detail that many people still misunderstand about what they were seeing. Most assumed Shane Van Gisbergen was using the clutch simply to make his shifts smoother. That was not the reason at all. He was using it for something completely different. It was a technique built into his instincts through years of racing at one of the toughest road circuits in the world, Bathurst. In AV8 Supercar, the series where Shane Van Gisbergen earned 3 Bathurst 1000 wins and captured 3 championships, drivers have to manage a locked rear differential. With a locked differential, heavy braking causes the rear tires to skip, hop, and sometimes lock because both wheels are mechanically connected and forced to rotate together. Supercars drivers use a huge amount of rear brake bias, much more than any NASCAR setup could normally handle, because that rear bias helps the car rotate into the corner. The mechanical challenge this creates is significant. A locked rear axle combined with heavy braking and aggressive rear bias can easily break traction and unsettle the car. To deal with it, every top supercar's driver learns how to feather the clutch. The driver briefly presses the clutch, disconnecting the engine from the rear wheels for a split second at the very end of the braking zone. That moment allows the rear tires to stop fighting each other as the driver starts turning into the corner, the clutch is released and the drivetrain loads up again. When the engine reconnects with the rear axle, it helps pull the front of the car toward the corner entry. This technique, sharpened through years of racing at Bathurst, is exactly what Shane Van Gisbergen brought with him into the NASCAR garage. Now, this is where the story becomes especially interesting. Shane Van Gisbergen personally told Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the Dale Jr. During a podcast discussion, it was pointed out that in the next-gen car, the differential remains open. From a technical standpoint, the exact mechanical issue that originally made the clutch technique so important in supercars does not exist in quite the same way in a NASCAR vehicle. He even commented, "I don't think it is a big advantage." Naturally, that's what he would say, but it's also the only system he has ever known. It's a classic Kiwi-style understatement. Yet when you study the SMT telemetry, the open data platform available to every team throughout the NASCAR garage, one thing becomes obvious. He continues using the technique in every corner and on every lap. The reason is simple. That tiny clutch disengagement under braking, the brief moment when the engine is no longer resisting the rear axle, allows him to achieve something no other driver in the field has been able to duplicate. He is preserving his rear tires at a level the rest of the garage simply cannot equal. Dale Earnhardt Jr. explained this in clear technical detail on his podcast. He said that Shane van Gisbergen uses right foot braking while still keeping his other foot ready to work the clutch. As soon as he starts feeling the rear tires drag because of engine braking, or senses will hop beginning as the drivetrain loads the axle during a downshift, he carefully adjusts the clutch to soften that load through the drivetrain. As a result, the rear tires remain firmly planted. They stay composed. The shift through the braking zone is far smoother than what any left-foot braker can usually achieve in the same car. Dale Earnhardt Jr. summed it up clearly. This isn't something NASCAR drivers normally do. We don't use the clutch to manage wheel hop or anything like that. Beyond the braking zone, Shane van Gisbergen also works the clutch to help rotate and position the car further into the corner, using the drivetrain reconnecting as a mechanical aid to steering at a moment when most drivers are depending completely on the brake bias adjustment knob. The result of all this becomes noticeable not in a single qualifying lap, but in how the tires look 30 laps into a run. Connor Zilisch, the 19-year-old rookie at Trackhouse Racing and Shane van Gisbergen's closest and most reliable challenger on road courses, explained it perfectly. You never see him sliding the tires. There are moments where, like out of turn 6 into turn 7, everybody else is already at full throttle and he's not even all the way there. It's small details like that where he never pushes the car harder than it actually needs to be pushed. End quote. Then Connor Zilisch went on to explain what happens as the fuel burns off and tire wear builds during a long green flag run. When people say he's playing with everyone, it may not even be intentional, but he's just able to protect his equipment and keep the lead. Then when he decides it's time to go, he can go. That is the true weapon. It's not simply a matter of running a single fast lap. It's about managing tire wear in a way that eventually creates a speed advantage once everyone else's rear tires have already lost their grip. Kyle Larson, who is often considered the most naturally talented driver in the NASCAR Cup Series, was asked about this very topic at Sonoma Raceway. His response was completely clear. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. There's absolutely no chance I can learn how to do that. And even if I could, there's no chance I'd be better at it than what I'm already doing with left foot braking. So, yeah, he's just that good. Denny Hamlin is one of the few drivers who actually learned the heel and toe technique earlier in his racing career. He even captured a win in Mexico City years ago while using right foot braking. But after spending more than 20 years relying on left foot braking, he explained on his Actions Detrimental podcast that making the switch back simply isn't realistic. He also shared serious doubts that any young American driver moving through the lower series would willingly dedicate themselves to learning the technique and maintaining it at the level needed to make it effective. The garage already has access to the information. Footwell camera footage is available. Dale Earnhardt Jr. broke down exactly how the technique works on a widely shared podcast, yet not a single driver in the Cup Series has managed to successfully apply it in actual race conditions. Back in 2023, Christopher Bell told NBC Sports, "I wouldn't even know where to start. It's definitely something that would take a long time to master and would probably be an easy way to make a mistake." Ryan Blaney admitted he would love the opportunity to learn it, but he was just as honest about the challenge. "If I had the time, I'd absolutely want to do it. If I could drive a Cup car every single day, that's what I would spend all my time working on. But the limited amount of practice time and the complete restriction on open testing make that level of focused repetition nearly impossible in NASCAR." Austin Cindric took the biggest step anyone has tried. He went all the way to Adelaide, Australia, to compete in a supercars wildcard race, specifically to work on the technique in a car where it is mechanically required. Even after returning to NASCAR, he still struggles to perform it consistently when the pressure of racing is on. Ross Chastain, Shane van Gisbergen's teammate at Trackhouse Racing, has more direct access to data and first-hand observation than almost anyone else in the garage, and he described it very clearly. "My feet are on the wrong pedals when I do it his way. I've learned my way, and at 33, it's tough. I can do it intentionally for like a corner or 3, and then I get to the next corner, the next lap, and I go back to my way. It's just muscle memory." Dale Earnhardt Jr. summed up the entire situation with a statement that should put the argument to rest. This is a driving technique that needs to be learned from the very beginning of a racer's career. It is not something that can simply be added later to a driver who has spent 10 years or more developing a braking style built around the opposite approach. The results this advantage has created are remarkable by any historical measure. During 2025, Shane van Gisbergen captured 5 of the 6 road course races on the schedule: Charlotte Roval, Watkins Glen, Mexico City, Sonoma, and Chicago. That streak lifted him into a tie for 3rd place on NASCAR's all-time road course wins list. Across road and street courses in 2025, his average running position was an incredible 3.34. The closest competitor in that category was Christopher Bell with a 10.09 average. In 2026, he claimed victory at Watkins Glen by 7.288 seconds. He also secured the Chicago pole by 0.47 seconds, a gap larger than the distance separating 2nd place from 8th on the starting grid. His career road course win percentage in the NASCAR Cup Series now sits at 33%, more than twice the rate of Kyle Larson and more than double the career mark of Marcos Ambrose, who is widely considered one of the greatest road course specialists in NASCAR history. Denny Hamlin spoke directly about just how significant this achievement is from a historical perspective. Has there ever been a driver with this kind of edge on road courses? It's hard to think of one. When you compare SVG to the rest of the field, the gap he has might be larger than anything the sport has seen before. During the first 2 years, the American media leaned on a simple explanation. Chicago 2023 was just a one-off. Rain, confusion, and being in the right place at the right moment. Sonoma was treated as a brief highlight. Watkins Glen was credited to the weather once again. Then 2025 arrived, and that entire argument fell apart. What is not being discussed enough is how this driving style could translate to short ovals. Martinsville, Richmond, Phoenix in the playoff round. These are tracks where entering the corner correctly is everything, where managing tires over a long green flag run separates the best drivers from the rest, and where the driver who can get the car to rotate naturally without burning up the right rear tire usually comes out on top. The Bathurst approach: look after the tires, use the drivetrain to help rotate the car, preserve the rear rubber, then attack on the restart, isn't only useful on road courses. It's a racecraft advantage, and it works anywhere. Shane van Gisbergen earned his first top 10 finish on an oval at Kansas in 2025, then followed it up the next weekend with a road course victory. In 2026, he recorded 11th place finishes at both Phoenix and Martinsville, ending up just outside the top 10 in each race, and the improvement is clearly visible. Kyle Larson has taken notice of it as well. If Shane van Gisbergen can truly master the oval tracks, the rest of the competition could be facing a major challenge. That leads directly to the biggest topic quietly circulating through the NASCAR Cup garage right now. Away from the public eye, discussions are taking place about whether Shane van Gisbergen's use of the clutch in the next-gen car actually fits within the intended purpose of the rulebook. The clutch pedal on this version of the car was never created to be a performance advantage. It was designed to get the car moving off pit road and then remain largely unused. Could NASCAR eventually require clutch pedal lockouts after the launch phase? Some sports car series have already adopted a similar solution. It may sound drastic, but the idea has been mentioned behind the scenes. And if Shane van Gisbergen captures a victory at Phoenix in the championship round using a method that no other driver in the field can duplicate, the pressure on NASCAR to step in and create a more even playing field will be substantial. What the sport is witnessing right now is a 36-year-old from Auckland, a 3-time Bathurst 1000 winner and 3-time Supercars champion, entering the most American form of motorsport and changing the driving playbook one corner at a time. He drives the number 97 Chevrolet for Trackhouse Racing. According to him, people are making it far more complicated than it really is. He's being politely modest, the way many Kiwis tend to be. Joey Logano hasn't been able to replicate it. Austin Cindric traveled across the world and returned still unable to do it. Ross Chastain can't even get his own feet to work with it. Denny Hamlin doesn't think the next wave of young American drivers will take the time to learn it either. For the foreseeable future, Shane van Gisbergen holds an edge that NASCAR unintentionally gave him when the next-gen car was designed with a clutch pedal that almost nobody else in the garage truly knows how to use. If you believe Shane van Gisbergen will win on a true oval this year, not a Roval, but a real oval like Phoenix, Martinsville, or Richmond, Drop a Kiwi in the comments and tell us which track you think it happens on. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next, because next week we'll break down the single corner at Sonoma where Shane van Gisbergen's data shows he's losing 2-10 to Connor Zilisch, and what that could mean for the 2026 title fight.